time for a living room refresh. Why? Well, I'm leaning into more moody, dark colors, and I want something a little bit more user-friendly that doesn't require as much upkeep, and I'm going to show you how you can achieve the moody, luxurious look that we all love from those designer catalogs, but in a more user-friendly way. If that seems up your alley, be sure to keep on watching, and I do want to say a huge thank you to Narwhal for sponsoring today's video, but I'll tell you about Narwhal and the Frio Z Ultra a little bit later on. It is going to absolutely blow your mind, but let's get into today's video. So first up, I want to give you a good look at the space before I've emptied it out. The sofa's no longer in here, and we're switching things about. Tip number one when it comes to having that kind of designery look in your home is to make sure you have ample seating options and that they're all kind of introducing something new to the space. So a design mistake I was making before that I was honestly just too cheap to fix was the fact that all my furniture was the same color. I wasn't varying the heights, I wasn't varying the patterns or anything like that. To create visual interest in your home, you want variance. So even if you don't want to explore color, you want to explore different textures, different patterns, different materials and things like that to create visual interest. So we're going to start today by putting in the new sofa and the new seating options. This is the sofa that we decided on. When trying to come up with a color that I felt like would be timeless, I thought to myself, what colors have you had in the house on a consistent basis? I think something that we all get caught up in, even myself, are the trends. What color is trending? So a big color that's trending right now is burgundy. And so like, would I have loved to buy a burgundy sofa? Yes. But I know that in a year or two, I'd hate that. So what I did is I looked around my home and I said, what colors have been in this space consistently for 2+ years? And obviously a color that I knew had been in the home was the brown from the Kadir Boli. So I was like, brown is a color I know I like, I've continued to have, so I can introduce that via the sofa. And finding these chairs actually was such a steal. I got them from an outlet. I really wanted them. I didn't think the outlet would have them. I found them there for 75% off. So I literally just rented a U-Haul to get them home and we were good to go. I'm gonna change the legs on them to kind of suit my design style a little bit more. But again, I think this is a really fun color play because all of the colors are very organic. We've seen green in the home before because of like faux and real plants, but it still is giving sleek and modern. I'm not introducing any particularly traditional lines or boho lines or anything like that that would kind of feel atypical from that catalog style. And another way to lean into that catalog look on like a more friendly level is to just get things that are easy to clean. So for the sofa, I got performance fabric. I do not buy anything at this point that isn't performance fabric. My dining chairs are, my sofa is, these aren't, but I'm going to Scotch guard them so that moisture just rolls off of them and onto the floor. But I needed to find a way to make cleaning the floor easy because we always eat at the coffee table, mess up on the floor, it ends up on the carpets, and I felt like I was vacuuming all the time and the vacuum I had didn't even work well. So I was so excited when I found the Narwhal Frio Z Ultra, and I do want to say a huge thanks to Narwhal for sponsoring today's video. Now you guys have actually heard me talk about robot vacuums a lot because I have tried many and I really struggled to find one that I found was worth the price and could actually do a better job of vacuuming than I could. And this one is absolutely incredible. So the Narwhal Frio Z Ultra is the world's first dual RGB, dual AI chip robot vacuum. So the main selling point for me is it is an all-in-one maintenance station. It actually holds debris, so your debris from vacuuming for up to 120 days. The dust bag just is really that big. I mean, just look at it, it's absolutely massive. So whenever your vacuum comes back to the station, it will actually empty itself into this dust bag. And the same thing goes with the mopping features. You have your clean water and your dirty water, and it will just empty itself. And it does offer hot water washing, so this water does heat up depending upon what it senses on the floor, what needs to be cleaned. It also has AI dirt sense for deep cleaning, plus 45 degrees Celsius hot air drying for efficiency. The Narwhal Frio Z Ultra can identify and avoid up to 120 plus obstacles thanks to its two high definition, ultra wide RGB cameras. It actually transforms your home from 2D to 3D and maps out the entire space, can identify those obstacles and avoid them. It even offers real-time obstacle avoidance. So maybe you have a dog running around, or you suddenly drop something, or you have kiddos running around, it actually knows to avoid that. It also is equipped with Smart Safe, so if you have a puppy that's in training, maybe they're going to the bathroom inside, it actually actually will avoid pet poop up to 70 millimeters. And it does maximize coverage. That means that it gets closer than a centimeter to your baseboards, to your cords, to make sure everything is expertly clean. And the Narwhal Freeze the Ultra is so smart. It actually has adaptive cleaning. This is a vacuum and a mop, and it can identify when there are wet messes versus dry messes, and it doesn't mix them in the system to make sure that there's no cross-contamination. You're not dragging messes all throughout the hose. And if it's a super heavy mess, it can identify that and treat it properly. And as I said earlier, the Narwhal Freeze Ultra cleans itself. You can see the mop pads here. It has mopped the floor, it's gotten all those messes, and it has cleaned itself. It also emptied the dust bag for itself. It has 12,000 PA hypersuction, and it has a tangle-free brush. So even if it's vacuuming up hair and stuff like that, the bristles are not going to get tangled at all. And I know a major concern with vacuuming devices like this is how loud are they? This is actually super quiet compared to other vacuums in the category. You can see Wiener is resting. It emits 59 decibels of sound as opposed to 63, which is the industry average. And when it comes to the dust bag emptying of this, it does so at 71 decibels as opposed to 80 decibels. So it is a lot quieter than the industry standard. If you want to give the Narwhal Freeze Ultra a try, just click the link in my description box for a special discount. And these accent chairs actually come with these pillows that have a weight on them. And that's how the pillow kind of like stays suspended in the air. And while I really love the concept, I'm gonna switch it out for this pillow cover. So while I work on that in the interim, I'm gonna put this on. But the idea here is to go tone on tone because it creates some visual interest because it's a different texture and a slightly different tone, but it's not too wild. A very often overlooked part of like bringing a room together is like that organic element, like something living or living adjacent. So if you can't keep things alive, that's fine. But I think you need to have some type of real or faux greenery. I think faux or real trees make the biggest impact as opposed to stems. So I'm gonna throw a tree in here, but because it's the fall, I want a little bit more moody and I really want it to work with the colors that I have in the space. I'm gonna go in with this faux maple that I've had for years. And something I really appreciate about the Narwhal is how smart it is. So it doesn't have to be front and center. And honestly, as far as robot vacuums go, I think it's one of the more aesthetically pleasing ones, but I truly can just move where it is and it will remap the house and go where it needs to go. Another high-end tip is to play with asymmetrical balance. So symmetrical balance is the idea that you're using the same items on both sides to create a sense of balance, right? And that's something that we've certainly done. We have the matching pictures here, we have the same pillows on either side, but to occupy weight differently, I have this tree in one corner and then I have this lamp in the other corner. And I'm doing the same thing over here with these chairs. So we have the tree on one side and then I have this orbiter lamp on the other. I can rotate it to kind of suit my needs. And then honestly, to hide the cord and for additional storage, I'm going in with this little bin here. And for a little added bit of coziness, I am just going to put blankets and stuff in this bin. And while we are getting a new coffee table, we're gonna make do with this one for now. We want something a little bit darker, but I'm keeping the styling really simple and 2/3 of the coffee table open so that we can use it for eating and things like that, because this is where I sit. I'll eat here and then my spouse will eat using this close to the sofa. But when you're styling more modern spaces, I think nowadays there are lots of people are saying style, 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 you need perfect vignettes, but I think less is more when it comes to styling. It really packs a more significant punch. But those are all of the updates for now. It still looks modern, it still looks luxe, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to use the Narwhal Freeze Ultra to make my space a little bit more user-friendly. And check out the link in my description box to get the Narwhal Freeze Ultra up to $400 off with a 3-year free warranty. Thank you so much for watching today's video. More updates will certainly come soon, so be sure to stay tuned for the new coffee table and the new rug. But until next time, have a beautiful day.